Watch our commercial breaks. This next sentence probably won't surprise you.
The battle between Angie Craig and Tyler Kistner in the South Metro, now the most expensive congressional race in Minnesota history. Political reporter Theo Keith is here. So Theo, I guess the questions are how much and why?
So many ads, a couple negative ads every commercial break just in this race alone. And so we're now talking about spending that has topped $24 million in this race, according to the tracking website Open Secrets. That, by the way, is enough to push nearly $22 million spent in the West Metro in 2018, Congressional District number 3, out of the top spot. Craig and Kistner are raising and spending a lot of money. These are their two lines here, but the outside groups have them beat significantly so. And 91% of this outside spending is negative against one candidate or the other, which is why you're seeing ads like these. So many ads, so many claims that Fox 9 fact checks have ruled needs clarification, not the whole story, misleading or false. But you know what the outside groups do? They start running new ads with the same recycled claims. Almost all of it is coming from these four groups. These two are the parties themselves. Then there's the Republican Congressional Leadership Fund and the Democrats' House Majority PAC. In recent cycles, there have been 2, 3, even 4 competitive congressional races in Minnesota. This year, it's only Craig versus Kistner. The U of M's Catherine Pearson says it's a math equation, more money chasing fewer seats in play.
We're just really seeing this trend in Minnesota and nationwide, a smaller number of competitive races, and so outside groups are just flooding the airwaves with negative ads against their candidate's opponent.
With more than $4 million a week being spent, this race could hit the $30 million mark that the campaigns have predicted. And remember that this race is a toss-up. There is a dead marijuana party candidate on the ballot because she died after the absentee ballots went out already. Votes for her could very well swing this race that so much money is being spent on.
I wonder, as we sit here and watch these get pounded into our brain every night, do they work? We're talking about the negativity in all those, almost all those ads. Let's say 90-some% of them. Do people really buy into it?
Well, our commercial breaks are so saturated with these ads, especially in this race. And so you think about what could the ads help? Well, it could get voters to think about certain issues. Republicans want the focus to be on crime, the economy, inflation. Democrats want the focus to be on abortion. The more ads people see related to those topics, the better off the parties think they are.
Immersion.
It's going to be
something
incredible.
Like that.
All right. Thanks, Theo. Well, with 1 week to go now, more early voting centers are opening up in Minneapolis. Starting today, residents can now cast their ballots at Urban League Twin Cities, the South Minneapolis Service Center, and Bethel Lutheran Church. The city's early voting center and county government center have already been open now for weeks. And elsewhere in the metro, voters can now vote direct ballot at Plymouth City Hall. And if you want to find the voting locations near you leading up to Election Day, you can head to mnvotes.org. Now, historically, young people tend to sit out these midterm elections, but they could turn out in larger numbers this year. In the past, U.S. data shows only 20% of 18 to 29-year-olds voted. That was in 2014. But there was a record-setting jump, if you'll remember, in 2018, when nearly 36% of that demographic turned out to vote. And pollsters say young people will make up their minds about voting during the final run-up to this election day.
They haven't established a lifetime pattern of always voting or always not voting. And that means that a lot of young people will make up their minds to vote or not here in the last few weeks or even few days of the campaign.
Now, a new national poll from Harvard shows about 40% of 18 to 29-year-olds say they plan to vote in this year's midterms.
And as